Hello everyone, this is still a 6 CJ Novo 992 and today we are back for a brand new video. Today's video we are here to break down and react to our latest loan signing, and that is none other than Mr. Andy King. But before we go any further on with today's video, as always, just a friendly reminder between me and thee. If you are new around here and you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, it's free, it's right down there, doesn't cost you anything, and it just helps us, the nation, on our march towards 55 frickin' K. Now, Andy King joins on a season-long loan from Leicester City Football Club, ladies and gentlemen. Leicester City. Who are they managed by again? Oh yeah, Brendan Rodgers. So I guess, thank you, Brendan. In a way, Brendan Rodgers has done his bit for 55. Now it's on Andy King to deliver. Now, taking a step back and just looking at Andy King as a whole, he is 30 years old. He is a Welsh international with 50 caps, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very experienced player for club and country. However, he does play centre midfield. Now, I know what you're thinking. Another centre midfielder, CJ. That's exactly what we need. But all joking in that aside, signing another centre midfielder comes a couple of days after Gerrard on the official Rangers YouTube channel and also on Rangers TV said that he wants two for every single position, and they're very close to that. So it looks like Andy King will be joining that philosophy and style that Gerrard wants, and that's rotations, being able to make throughout the entire year. Now he has another body to sit in the midfield free and be there when called upon. But we'll break that down later on in today's video. Let's pull the reins back just a little bit and have a look at what type of player Andy King is and look at his stats and numbers then, shall we? Now, if you're asking what type of player this man is, he's more of in the attacking side of things in the midfield department. He's known for his late trademark runs into the box, perfectly timing it to rasp one into the back of the net. That's the sort of play style that he will be bringing to the Glasgow Rangers. But don't just take my word for it, ladies and gentlemen. Nah. Andy King is the highest goal scoring midfielder Leicester City has ever had. Do you know how many goals he scored for Leicester, by the way? 55. I mean, the content writes itself. However, looking at his most recent season in professional football, it wasn't a great one. It was really hampered by injuries pretty much throughout the start of the year all the way to the end. In fact, he spent the last 6 months of the season down in the Championship on loan, and that was supposed to kick him in and get him back playing football and to see him doing things again. And that's perfectly summed up when you look at his stats for last season. He made 4 appearances in the Championship and only 1 appearance in the FA Cup throughout the entire year. It was really a shame for him. He just was hit by injury after injury after injury. But before you have Doran's flashbacks and think maybe we've signed someone or picked someone up who's known for the injury bug, it's certainly not something that's been around Andy King's game for a long time. It was just one of those bad FA seasons, and as he said in his own words on Rangers TV, I had a good pre-season, so I am fit and ready to go if selected at the weekend. That is his end quote. So he's not coming here injured, needs to get his fitness up like we saw with Gary McCauley last year, or even Graham Dorrans throughout the years that he's been here. He is fully fit and ready to go, and if selected, he will play at the weekend. So that kind of calmed my nerves down a little bit, and hopefully it does the same for you. And to wrap up this man's stats, as always, let's look at his entire football and CV then, shall we? He has managed a very impressive 390 games, in which he has managed to score 63 goals and have a cheeky 24 assists in as well. And in those stats include 94 appearances for Leicester in the Premier League, not in the Championship. 94 games, he's almost at a ton in the Premier League, so we're getting that experience. And also, ladies and gentlemen, we have signed a Premier League winner. Andy King was a part of that, a magnificent story when Leicester went against all odds and won the league. He was a mainstay in that squad, playing 29 times in that fantastic season. That is what we are bringing here, an experienced winner. So when you look at it from that perspective, we are bringing in a competitive winner who has went against all odds before and won the title. That is what we are bringing into the dressing room to help spread that message on to the younger lads. It's in our team. And speaking of team, now it's time to dive into the competition for places, and this one is hotly up for debate. So when you look at it, if he's just playing in his centre mid position, the players that he has fighting for a spot in the starting 11 is Ryan Jack, Glenn Kamara, Joe Aribo, Stephen Davis, and obviously Greg Docherty. However, based on the research that I've managed to do in the last 24 hours when I've pretty much just been in bed watching clips of Andy King, as weird as that sounds, ladies and gentlemen, it's not as weird as that, okay? It's been from a footballing perspective. I actually think you could possibly be bringing cover in for the Arfield position that we currently play as well, because you look at what Scotty Arfield brings to the table, the competitiveness, the hard working attitude, but also with an eye to goal. That's exactly what Andy King brings to the table as well. So instead of maybe just focusing, he could be taking Jack, Kamara's, Aribo's spot in the centre, he could just be a rotation option or an option available to change out when we need to bring out Arfield, because Arfield technically is listed as a right winger, but has he ever went out wide? No. He cuts inside. It's the way our formation works, with Tavernier pretty much being the winger in our team and Arfield being close to the striker. Well, Andy King has so much experience in that position, and again, he can score goals, so that could be why he's been brought into the team, to fill in that role, to give Captain Canada a little rest here and there. But if that doesn't happen and he's just here to play the centre of the park, that's not a dig at him at all, because he can play the dirty side of the games as well, playing over 30 times for Leicester in a CDM spot, so he can roll up his sleeves, and he's not just an attacking flair player, he's a bit of an all-rounder. And I honestly think that's why Steven Gerrard has brought him in, because we heard from that press conference a couple of days ago, he wants 2 for every position, but he would only bring in someone who ticks a lot of the boxes, and when you just look at this guy, he ticks nearly every one we'll need for the entire season. So with all that being said, I am done and dusty for today's video. That is the man's player profile, football and CV, and as always, the competition for places discussed. Now it's time for you guys to dive there into the comment section and get your opinions out about Andy King. Do you, 1, think this is a good transfer for Rangers, and 2, do you think he's going to be a success at the football club? Me personally, I'm going to be honest with you, when I first heard the news, I was just such a head scratcher for me. I was like, we're bringing in another midfield player. This doesn't really make much sense, because how well the midfield players are actually playing. But now I've spent the last 2 days looking at the guy and seeing what he could bring to Rangers, I'm actually not only flipped over from being iffy and questioning this transfer to be genuinely excited to see this man play for Rangers, honestly. And now that me and thee have had their say, let's welcome this signing like we do with everyone who walks in the door at Rangers the right way, with a cheeky little sponsor break. So grab your refreshments, everyone. 3, 2, 1, sponsor break. Welcome, King. And now we've reached the point in the video where we jump over to Twitter and hear from the people. There's been 1,189 votes. Thank you so much for getting involved. 10% votes for no, they're not happy with this transfer, but 90% of the people voted yes, they are happy with Rangers signing Andy King. So let's see what they've had to say then, shall we? Birthday Monty writes in, just kind of feel like we have a strong midfield, to be honest. DK Neil writes in, think it's good the gaffer wants 2 players for each position, gives us strength in depth. Mitch is meant to put yes, so he's ruined the poll. Thanks, Mitch. Cheers for that, mate. Okay, I mean, I'm pushing through here and you go and do that. Thanks, mate. Sarah_55 writes in, don't see him getting game time having loads of midfield players, but having another experienced player in the squad could help the others. Scott Girvin writes in, we're packed in the midfield, but hey, not a bad option to have when you're aiming for 65 games this season. On. I saw it. Jamie Errington writes in, cheers Brendan Rodgers. Cheers indeed, son. Callum David just simply writes aye. Scott Cowan writes in, he's a top professional who can help our midfield both on and off the park. Plus, he's got a good few goals. And apologies for the cough break there. Snake Harper writes in, admit I was unsure where he'd fit in, but adding an experienced Premier League winning midfield player to the squad surely can only be beneficial. Daniel Woodward writes in, yes, I'm very happy with it, although it's another midfielder. He is a winner with experience and hopefully bring... Really, Seagull? Is we going to take the day, Stephen? Take 2. Daniel Woodward writes in, yes, I'm very happy with it, although it's another midfielder. He is a winner with experience and hopefully brings that mentality to the dressing room. So I think you can see a running theme with everyone looking at this guy's experience, and rightly so, saying that can help nurture our younger talented players. Stuart Chalk, sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, buddy, he writes in isolation it's a good deal for a quality midfield player. However, given the abundance of players still at the club, especially those who can play in the middle, if we can trim the squad prior to the deadline day, then I am happy with it. And the last one we'll read out comes from Ian Moore, and he writes in, initially a little underwhelming for me, but thinking about it objectively, yes, great signing, just read his CV. I guess I'm prone to sentimentality when thinking about the players I love that we already have in midfield, but it's about the Rangers, not the individual players, which is a great tweet to finish today's video. And so there it is, ladies and gentlemen. You've heard from me, you've heard from the people. If you haven't done so already, make sure you be diving into the comment section below and getting your thoughts and opinions out there. And also, just to give you a bit more information, if you do enjoy the SPFL show, we have now launched an official Twitter account and an official Instagram account where you can send us the topics you want to discuss. So if you see something reported wrongly by elsewhere and you want us to bring that up live on the show, hit us up on Instagram at the SPFL show and also on Twitter as well. We will make sure we cover everything fairly. Thank you so much to each and every single one of the legends on the Patreon's account. I cannot thank you guys enough for your continued support. If you would like to support the channel, as always, that's down there in the description below. But as always, I've been CJ Novo 92. Thank you so much for watching, and bye.